Hi all. We're gonna cut a hole in a door, and then we're gonna probably have to bondo up the hole again and do it a second time. Okay, so I was gonna guess at it, because how hard can it be, right, to cut a hole in a door, right? So after I thought about it for about a week, I researched these things. Various companies make them, you know, it's all the top companies. This seemed to be the one that was built the best, that would last. You can tell it looks pretty sturdy. So I thought about buying the cheap one, but I figured this way so I figured I'd get it in the house so the grandkids got it down the road. So it's made by Milwaukee, called a hole Dozer, model number 49224073. Door lock installation kit. So this one cuts the side hole, and this one cuts the hole for the doorknob. So it does doors 1 3/8 thick to 1 3/4 thick. So we have an older door, it's pretty thin. I was surprised that it was able to do this 1 3/8 thick. So I think this is the only one I saw that went that thin. And it's see here it says automatic centering. So that was what I was worried about. You know, there's this 1-inch hole. You know, the door is only 1 3/8, so that's cutting it pretty close. Okay. So if you don't get it exactly in the center, then you're going to chew up the wood. So 1-inch hole, and the door is only 1 3/8. So that's pretty thin. Okay, so non-slip clamp. That's this stuff here. This back set here, 2 3/8 inch back set, or 2 3/4. That's this. We're going to go ahead and put an old lock on it. So the back set is this thing here. You know, how far back does this go into the door? So let's see here. This is, I guess, is 2 3/8, huh? 2 3/8 would be like I think they measure it to the center of this hole here. So 2 3/4. It wouldn't be 2 3/4. That would be way too big. That's way out here. So it's 2 3/8. I think some of the locks you can change it to either the 3/8 or the 3/4. You know, this thing kind of turns. When we put the new locks in the doors outside last year, we had to flip these around, but it doesn't look like this one moves. This looks like it does something, but I can't get it to move. So that might be the switch there, but it won't move. Let's see here. Oh yeah, okay, see, you just have to lift up both at the same time. So now it's a bigger hole, or it's farther back. So there's the 3/4. See, this thing moved here. So we can do it either or. Probably go with the farther back one. so it's away from the wood as far as possible. So 2 3/4. Okay, so that's what they're talking about here. Anti-splitter depth stop. I guess you go halfway in on one side and then come around from the other side and come in from the other side so it doesn't chew up the door. I guess that's what they're talking about here. Step 1, clamp it on. Step 2, drill the holes. Step 3, put the lock on. So they make it sound so easy. Okay, then here, down here says includes door lock installation guide. I guess there's a manual in there. Buy metal hole saws. So it does metal or wood. Arbor and pivot bit assembly. That's these things, and then there's a drill bit that screws in here. A hole saw thread adapter and spacer. So I suppose that's the red thing they're talking about. Depth stop insert. I guess that's what they're talking about here. You only go halfway through and then come around from the other side. So that's all it says on the outside of the package. Let's open it up. No way to open it without destroying the package here. Oh, here's some stuff on the bottom. MilwaukeeTool.com. Made in the USA. Okay. It's going to take longer to open the package than it is to drill a hole. I guess they don't want you to return it, huh? Once you open it, the package is destroyed. Jeez. You tell the owner of the company never had to open one of these, huh? Jeez. Okay, here's the 2 drill bits. Nice, heavy duty. They aren't cheap at all. This is pretty heavy too. Auto centering, so it goes in from both sides evenly. See, that must be the stop. That probably goes in here, but I'm guessing. So let's see, I don't see a manual. They ought to give you a manual to show you how to use it. There's some directions on the back of this thing, but so small. That's gonna help. Huh. Jesus. And then some drill bits. So let's read the directions here. Instructions. Measure and lightly mark the desired height of lock set on the door. So how high do you want it? Set desired back set on drill guide either 2 3/8 or 3/4. So 3/4, right? So that's this thing. This can move. Oh, cool. Okay, so we'll go 3/4. See, that's this. This goes in here like that. No. Okay. If we get it wrong, we can always bondo it up. Try it again. Use alignment window B. Where's B? That's this thing here. On drill guide to view height mark from step 1. Oh, okay, so you can see inside here how high you want it. So they want you to mark the center of this. Securely clamp drill guide, that's this thing. Securely clamp drill guide to door and verify edge hole guide is centered on door. So clamp it on door, make sure this is centered. So they give you these guides here. Assemble adapter C. That's this guy here. Assemble adapter C to hole saw arbor D. This big guy is the arbor. See, this goes in here. And then you put that on your drill. I suppose if you had to, you could do it by hand, but they expect you to put it on a drill. Followed by spacer E. Spacer E. Spacer E is that guy. Followed by spacer E and 2 3/8 inch crossbar hole saw. Insert depth stop G. That's this guy here. Into 2 1/8 crossbar hole saw and drive pins fully engaged. Oh, okay, so there's 2 little pins here. Those stick up, those go into the bottom of there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this together. Assemble adapter C. Where's C? C is this guy here. Assemble adapter C to hole saw arbor. Oh, okay, so this screws onto here. followed by spacer E. That's this guy here. And then the saw, this guy here. Insert depth stop, that's this guy. See, and those two pins drop down those holes. So nothing holds that in place. It just it drops down into those holes. So it's not going to fall out of there. Okay, that's all there is to that. Drill cross bore hole until you reach limit of depth stop. Pilot bit should have penetrated the opposite side of door. Okay, that's what I was talking about. It only goes halfway, and then you come around from the other side of the door and do the other half. Drill into opposite side of door using pilot hole as a center locator. Unplug tool or remove battery before removing hole saw. Spacer and adapter from Arbor. Assemble 1-inch bore saw H to Arbor. So then you have to do this one last. So first you do this one and then do this one. Makes sense? Okay. Okay, so we're going to measure this door here from the from the bottom of the door to the center of the handle. This one's 32 inches. 32. Okay, so here's a door from Lowe's, and the hole was cut at the factory. So this one, it's 33 inches from the bottom of the door to the center of the doorknob. 33. Okay, right there is 33. That previous door, I don't know where those are from. The bottom probably got cut off years ago. Okay. Okay, so here's another door. This is a screen door we put in last year from Lowe's. Bottom of the door to the handle to the middle of the doorknob is 38. So that's a big difference in doors. So that's the screen door. That's the bottom edge of the frame here, not this outer frame, but this edge here. It's 38. Okay. Okay, so here's our door. This one was right here. So that was from the bottom of the door, it's about 32, 33. From the bottom of the floor, it's 32. So what I'm looking at is this part of the door here is kind of chewed up. So I'd rather put it like up here. So
it's right here. It should come out about the same place.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bondle this up and smooth it out, so it really doesn't matter.
Here's where it was right here. It's the top screw right there.
Okay. So that part really doesn't matter, we can work on that, but where do we want it here? Come over here and like go at a height that you would like it at. Don't worry about the ruler or where it was.
Well, it has to go just above the other thing, doesn't it?
So you want the center of it there or up here?
Right about there.
Here. Do it. See, like this is the other part of the doorknob here. Like that. So you want it right there. Right?
Isn't that right above where the other hole was?
It doesn't matter where the other hole was. Let's put it where you want it. That seem like a right height for you?
Yeah, it's okay.
You sure? Okay. Okay, so we got that mark. So let's see where she got it here. We don't want to put it right in exactly the same spot because it's full of Bondo. Which Bondo would be pretty strong. I watched a video last year where a guy used Bondo to repair a wood eaves on a house. So she's got it 35 inches off the floor. Okay, which 32 I think would be way too low. See, like there's 32, that's almost down to my knee. 35 seems like a normal height. 38 would be kind of high. That screen door was 38. So she's got it marked at almost the perfect height. Okay. Okay, so the first step is to put this on. It's auto centering, so when you tighten this up, it tightens up from both sides. Okay. And we're gonna go with it being farther back, right? Not that it really matters, but I'm just thinking there'll be more wood here. If that's farther, well, that's going to have to do with this here. If we put it farther back, it's going to be really close to the door design here.
This is not a normal door.
So we're going to have to use the one that's closer. So we're going to use the closer one. And then she's got it marked way up here. That's going to be only about an inch away from the design here.
Well, could be down lower. You can't get any lower. You have to take that.
So let's see, if we put it there, that's about 2 inches below where you had it marked.
It really doesn't matter. It's a pantry.
So I think right there will be fine. Right where you had it marked. I think it'll be okay there. Okay, so I'm just gonna clamp this on. We'll see what happens here. Okay, so I can't really see the pencil, so I'm just gonna put a little magic marker thing here. We're gonna paint the door afterwards. So
We are.
after we cut the hole, so right there's the mark. And then I'll tighten it up. I guess it does kind of look like it's auto-centered. But don't tighten it up too much because these things spread out. So you can't really tighten it up too much. So I'm curious just to make sure this is falling in the center. I'm going to mark this here. Because there's really no room for error. So See, there's no room for error.
We don't care.
Well, there's not much wood.
I know, it's an old door.
It's like 3/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
On both sides.
I don't know where that door came from.
So, you know, what I was thinking was, we have these left over from the old doors, but these are too thick. So I might try to find a smaller one. I looked around Amazon, but they're all the bigger sizes.
Yeah.
So that's going to be cutting it really close.
We don't need that on there, it's too big.
Well,
That means we'd have to take that off the door.
but what I'm saying is there's not going to be much wood there, so when that clamps on, there's not going to be much holding it. There's going to be wood around here that'll tighten up, but so her original thought was just put a handle on it, you know, a barn door handle, you know. So we'll just have to see what happens. If it works, it works. If not, we'll bring it back. So it says auto centering. So we just have to trust it, right? See, that time it brought it over this way some. So it auto centered it in a different spot. That's probably because I didn't tighten it up as much. Okay. Okay, we're all set there, so now we'll drill some holes. You can't shut the door because the clamp is hitting the door. So I got 2 door stops here. These things. I'll put one on this side. One on this side.
Probably pulling the hinges out of the wall.
That's something I wanted to do, now that you mention it. See these hinges have been here probably forever, right? This back room used to be a bathroom 100 years ago, 1920s. So I don't know if this door was probably there when you guys moved in.
1950 it was still there.
Yeah. So these hinges look pretty good. I don't think I'm going to mess with them. I was going to take these screws out, put in some new screws, but they're actually pretty sturdy. So I'm not going to mess with it. The one, well, down there they look kind of loose. Maybe I will put some new screws in there.
I replaced some of those in there.
Okay, so I took out this this one screw here, and it wasn't really doing much. You know, it came out real easy. And I was going to put a longer screw in, you know, 4-inch deck screw or something. But what I found was there's nothing down below. See, that's going down. See? There's nothing down below, and there's nothing up top. So it's hollow back in there. Look at that. It's hollow. There's nothing up top. It's hollow back in there. Look at that. And if I stick this straight in, that's like right at 4 inches. So a 4-inch deck screw would barely make contact. So we're kind of stuck. That's why they had this one in, because there's only wood right here. There's only wood right there. So we'll probably just put this one back in. You know, put some. I'm going to put some Gorilla caulk in there and just put this one. I'm going to put some Gorilla caulk in there and just put this one back in. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and drill the holes. This is all set up right where she marked it. You want to hold the door while I'm pushing against it?
Doing this side first?
Yeah. Yeah, so this